Is this the best Batman book on the shelves right now? Let's talk about Batman Dark Patterns in this video. Hello, everyone. Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, I'm doing a review and a kind of overview of Batman Dark Patterns, issues 1, 2, and 3, the We Are the Wounded story. So I did a review for this when it originally came out, but the book itself, it's broken up into three little issue arcs, which I think really works for me to present the content and talk about this series in a different way. So I'll be doing some videos where I talk about the individual arcs as we go. I think as of right now we are about on issue 9 or 10, so we should be wrapping up maybe the third little story, and it's been building. But I went back and reread the first 3 issues to talk about this. So let's talk about the creative team before we get into anything else. This is written by Dan Watters, with art by Hayden Sherman, who is also penciling Absolute Wonder Woman. We have colors by Triana Farrell and letters by Frank Zvetovic. Apologies if I mispronounce any of those names. This is set 3 years into Batman's early career. This arc sees him investigating a gruesome murder spree in Gotham suburbs. The residents can't feel pain due to a chemical contamination, and a mutilated killer known as the Wound Man terrorizes them, embedding nails into rebar in his body. Batman must track the villain and uncover the toxic origin of these tragedies. I just love this book so much. Not only is it giving us a true detective story for Batman, which we really hadn't seen in a while, the fact that this is set, in the past, 3 years into Gotham's, 3 years into Batman being the Batman himself, I think really works for a lot of freedom in storytelling. Right? This is not a retcon. It's just like these are just stories that you would see. It reminds me of the Legends of the Dark Knight kind of books that they would just take an approach into some unexplored little cases that maybe Batman has gone through in his career. He still approaches Gotham knowing that he can't solve everything. Like, matter of fact, he spends a couple of pages explaining all the things going on in Gotham that he just knows that he can't stop. There's no helping them, which I think it's very interesting. I think Dan Watters is really good at exploring these like darker tones and storylines, which is something that I've really enjoyed from him. And then Hayden Sherman, the art just feels very gritty, very down to earth, especially when it comes to introducing not only the street level stuff, but the woman himself. Like, it's just such a gnarly design, like with all these nails coming out of his body. So it's a really fun exploration of that. But I love that the more Batman digs into the story and try to solve this case, the more that he really kind of brings things to the surface, which is kind of like exposing a nerve. I think that's just thematically really cool. um, you know uh, I think the woman's inability to feel pain just really explores like emotional numbness to like how people that have been confronted with trauma and violence on a constant basis kind of they just feel numb to things, which I think is interesting. Also, of course, the decay in this Greenfields neighborhood just stemming from a toxic dumping from a corporation. um, it's also very much a message of like the things that sometimes companies do to destroy these little towns. And then having Gotham really be the antagonist of this, like not only the city's infrastructure, but the neglect from the system, the recurring threats. Like, it really feels like Batman he can only do so much, but it doesn't. It's not really a cure. It really feels like Batman's fighting an unending battle. So that's very interesting as well to explore in this book. And then the narrative style of the structure for this book, a lot of monologues, right? A lot of very much detective archetypes from like these noir films, which is really great. I like that a lot. A lot of this stuff, especially like the design of the woman, is kind of based on some like real life illustrations, which somebody told me we've also seen this kind of thing in Hannibal. Like, they explore some of those things as well, and I was like, oh, that's really cool because I love Hannibal. um, we also have an introduction to a new character that is like a coroner that appears to be obsessed, and he's also an addict. And yeah, I think this is gonna be a fun ride for everything. So Let's go a little bit deeper into the issues. So we begin the first issue with Batman introducing us to the city, and then catching on to this murder, like this first murder. We learn about the Wound Man, who's a victim who's now turned killer. He's impervious to pain, but we don't know exactly why. But he's physically like just horrifying. He's got all these nails and rebarb and stuff coming out of his body. It really just blend. It's a cool blend of like this pulp noir and this like body horror. And the second issue, Batman starts digging into the pattern, which obviously connects a lot to the name of the book. He finds out about the chemical dumping and the birth of these people, and it's just like, yeah, it's really about the story of the woman and how he kind of came to be, which doing all this kind of detective legwork really recalls a lot of those detective comics from the early era of this book, or the Batman books themselves. And then, of course, we wrap up this by figuring out how the killer is selecting their victims. So Batman is able to confront them, but can he really stop it? Like, how do you stop someone who literally feels nothing? And then also, it kind of gives you a connection to like Batman in this unending battle. Like, is he the one that is also feeling like becoming numb to all the things in Gotham because he knows that he can't stop them? So it's just a great, very well put together book. So I'll be talking about the next arc in a different video, so make sure to come back for that. But if you have read these first three issues of Batman Dark Patterns, let me know what you thought about them down in the comments. Also, if you think this is the best, like I could make an argument that this is pound for pound the best Batman book in the shelves right now. But let me know, what is your favorite Batman book, and why do you feel that way? I would love to check. I mean, I'm reading all the Batman stuff right now, so but I'd love to go back and revisit some of the more popular stuff. So, as always, thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here on the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.